All right, let's get right into it. We talk a lot about ambition, right? About pushing ourselves and aiming for bigger things. But what if I told you that the real reason we feel stuck sometimes has nothing to do with a lack of ambition? What if it's something way more subtle, hiding in the tiny little choices we make every single day? We're going to break down a test today, a simple test that can completely change your direction in life. See, this is the big idea that flips everything on its head. It is so rarely about not wanting it enough. Most of us, we're ambitious, we set goals, we make plans, we work hard. But that's usually not the actual problem we're facing.
And that right there is the key. We end up chasing goals that, honestly, just don't fit who we are. Or, more importantly, who we're trying to become. It's like you're running a marathon with everything you've got, but you're on the wrong course. You're getting exhausted, but you're not getting any closer to the finish line you actually care about.
So this leads us straight into something called the ambition trap. You know the feeling, right? You're stacking up commitments, your calendar is packed, you are so busy, but you have this nagging sense that you're just living someone else's life. Your schedule's full, but your sense of purpose feels kind of empty. So where's the escape hatch? Well, it's usually not in some huge, dramatic, life-changing decision. It's not about taking one giant leap. The real magic, the true alignment, it's forged in those tiny, everyday micro moments. It's in that little gap between an impulse and your next action. And this brings us to the tool itself, the solution for navigating those tiny moments. It's a really simple filter that can completely alter your trajectory. And the best part is, it doesn't require you to blow up your entire life to do it. That's the beauty of this whole thing. It's not a complicated system you have to learn or some week-long workshop. The entire solution is just a simple little filter that you can use in literally 30 seconds. Yeah, it all boils down to one single, powerful question.
And here it is. This is the micro-alignment test. Before you say yes to that next thing, before you commit to that new project, before you follow through on that impulse, you just pause and you ask yourself, does this move me closer to the identity I'm trying to embody?
So why does this one question work so well? What's the secret sauce? Well, it's because it shifts our entire focus away from outcomes and puts it squarely on identity. And that little switch changes the whole game. It's about focusing on the who before you focus on the what. Let's just compare these for a second. On one hand, you have outcome goals. Things like get that promotion or hit a certain income level. They're often based on what other people think, and because of that, the motivation can kind of come and go. It feels like you're forcing yourself. But then you have identity goals. These are about who you want to be. They come from an internal standard, so acting on them doesn't feel like work. It feels like you're just expressing who you really are. The writer James Clear puts this perfectly. He says, every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. I mean, just think about that. Each tiny aligned choice is like you're walking into a voting booth and casting a ballot for your future self. And those votes, they add up. They compound over time, building the exact identity you want, one small action at a time. And look, this isn't just a nice self-help idea. It's actually backed by real science. You've got self-determination theory, which tells us that the only motivation that really lasts is the kind that comes from within. We know from neuroplasticity that when you take these aligned actions, you are literally strengthening the neural pathways in your brain, rewiring it to be the person you want to be. And here's the coolest part. Your brain gives you a little hit of dopamine, not for achieving some external goal, but simply for acting in a way that matches your internal identity. Your brain literally rewards you for being you. Okay, so we totally get the why behind this. Now for the fun part. Let's talk about the how. How do you actually take this 30-second filter and weave it into the fabric of your daily life? So, when are the high-leverage moments to use this? Well, number 1, right before you make a big commitment. It forces you to be brutally honest with yourself. 2, during transitions in your day, like when you shift from work mode to home mode, it helps you do that intentionally. 3, when you feel totally overwhelmed by choices, this question just cuts right through the noise. And finally, number 4, when you feel tempted to quit something. It reconnects you to the very reason you started in the first place, the identity you're trying to build. And this is a really important point. This question is so much more than just a passive little check-in. Every single time you ask it and answer it honestly, you are actively sharpening your own identity. You're not just finding your alignment, you are creating it, choice by choice. So let's bring this all home. Let's look at how this one simple question evolves into a powerful daily ritual. This is all about taking a quick moment of self-awareness and turning it into a constant, gentle process of self-correction.
I love this metaphor. Think of your day like it's a piece of music, a rhythm. Every single choice you make is a note in that song. Does that note fit the melody of the person you want to become? Is it harmonious? Or is it dissonant? Is it creating noise and friction in your life?
And when you practice this consistently, the benefits are just huge. First off, your energy stabilizes because you're not fighting against yourself all day. Your focus gets deeper because you now have a super clear filter for what deserves a yes and what gets a no. And maybe most importantly, you avoid that horrible feeling of working your tail off, only to look up and realize you've just been building up speed in the completely wrong direction. So it all comes back to this. This is the one question to keep in your back pocket. Think of it as your 30-second compass for navigating a really noisy and complicated world. And I'll just leave you with this final thought to chew on. A single misaligned yes will cost you far more in time, energy, and focus than a disciplined no ever could. The real power of this test isn't just in what you agree to do, it's in what you have the clarity to refuse. So the real question is, what will you say no to tomorrow?